Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, superstar, I actually completely lost track of time. I was in Slack writing our team like a long message, and I looked up and it was 9:59, and I was like, that looks scary. I have some sharp teeth. So, how is everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I definitely want to touch on something that's good news. Well, everything's always good news, but this is a good one, right? So as I was looking through our numbers again, now of course on the surface it said let two members gone, so down to 351. So we're kind of stagnated between this 350 and 355 number. But what you don't see is that we actually had two more signups. It just so happened that two other members dropped off because 3 weeks in a row of non-payment. And like I said, that's where Stripe draws the line. We're not going to keep charging someone. If it's 3 weeks, then maybe there's a bigger picture. And they put that on the proprietor to reach out to that person and take action, which is fine. We're totally okay with that. The point being, the funnel system has been working. That when you go ahead and introduce Rhino Street, it's a great value for everyone. And it is those that then go ahead and consider it and join it. And in joining it, in opting in, they're now into an email sequence that continues to educate what Rhino is. Hey, welcome. If you hadn't listed your business yet, you still can. Here's how you do it. Another couple of days later, hey, if you hadn't listed your business yet, you still could. But if you did, maybe suggest a friend. And if you have anything that you would like to ask us, cool. And then 2 days later, hey, would you like to know how we're funded? Here's Rhino Bucks. Regards, Anthony, returned today from the convention tour. Oh, welcome back, Frida. Would you like to know how we're funded? Here's Rhino Bucks. Check it out. And if you'd like to participate, cool. The point being, by the time they get to that email, they are quite comfortable with who Rhino is. They got the opportunity to learn who we are. They got the opportunity to see what it is that we're doing. They got to play with the search engine. They were able to list their businesses. They were able to join a couple of lives. They were able to read a couple of emails. And it's a much nicer process than saying, "Hey, would you like to buy Rhino Bucks? It's a cryptocurrency." And they're like, "I no, thank you. You're like another one of those companies. No, thank you." And it's just a difference between when you see a girl you like, or well, I'm going to say it for a girl because I've never done it the opposite way, so I don't know how it goes, right? But I suspect that well, anyway, you see a girl that you like. Hi, my name is Anthony. Do you like coffee? I know a great coffee shop. It's just down the block. Would you like to grab a cup, right? Now, I don't know if the person's going to say yes. I'm married. I haven't tried to proposition someone in quite some time. But I know that if I ask that same girl, "Hey, you're really pretty. Do you want to go home and stay the night with me?" Or, "Hey, you're really pretty. You seem really nice. Do you want to get married tomorrow?" The answer is going to be no. And it's not that she doesn't want to do that stuff. She might want to. It's just that she does not know me well enough to make an informed decision, right? She does not know if I pick my nose in the morning and if she can't handle that by being married to me. She doesn't know that I whatever at night, and she does. The thing is, she doesn't know that stuff. The point being, you have to introduce yourself in a respectful manner and allow each other to get to know each other. So it's not that we're saying, oh, we don't want to put Rhino Bucks front because we don't want people to. No, it's whatever the end of that sentence is. It's not that. Rhino Street allows us to have that touch point where it's, hey, this is something very low commitment, very low obligation, really high value, really high opportunity to learn who we are. We would like to offer this to you. And if you would like to continue learning who we are, great. And it is that person that wants to continue learning who we are that we're seeing the conversions then into the Rhino Bucks, which is participating in the whole ecosystem that funds Rhino and allows everyone to, make investment, to be quite high. Which then fell to me this morning when I was making our email. And I was thinking to myself, well, our email, so we have a lot of stats and figures, right? How much was bought last week, how much is going to be bought next week, and how much it's worth, and blah, 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 which is all really valuable to everyone that invests in Rhino. But what is that to someone that doesn't invest in Rhino? Well, they look at that and they're like, well, you're offering me a search engine, but now you have all this like buying and I don't know what this is. I'd rather just not get involved. But what's the solution to that? I can't just take all of that off because those that invest in Rhino they're not going to join every phone call. They're not going to read every email. And you know what? Out of everyone that I've spoken to that invested in Rhino, they all said the same thing. And I don't have time to follow this every day. I see the email, I look at the top, and I know whether things are going good or not. In lieu of that, I'd be changing the behavior, and changing behavior rubs people the wrong way. Oh, you used to have it here, but now you don't. Why? And of course, I could give the reason I just shared, but now you're trusting that everyone believes that reason, which, whether something's true or not, does not mean someone believes you. Like, that's a fallacy. If I say the sky is blue, I can promise you there's someone in the world that's going to say, no, it's not, it's green, right? And they might just have blurry eyes. I don't know. But the truth doesn't mean someone believes you. But conversely, do I go ahead and say, well, what we've just discovered, let's just throw it out? I can't do that either. And if I deleted everything off the top, you know what would happen? I would get so many more phone calls, so many more emails, because now people want to know how things are going, because now they can't see how they're going, which means that they're going to now reach out, which is completely normal. That's what they should do. So looking ahead, do I have the time for that? I don't. And everyone knows I take every phone call, I do every email, but I wouldn't have the time for double or triple that. I would lose my mind. I would need like 10 Vs, right? Like that would not work. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of upgrade it, right? Like adjust it. So I was looking at the numbers and I was thinking, does anyone really care how much was done over the last 7 days? You really only want to know what's happened the next 7 days. Now, of course, you care about it in comparison, like how we've been doing the last 7 days, how we're doing the next 7 days, but it doesn't change anything. It does not change how we're going to be doing. So I took that off. What the average plan was the last 7 days versus the average plan the next 7 days, same argument. So I took it off. What else? The number of plan members without a plan, the number of people in each plan, I took it off because that's not pertinent. Okay, so it is important, right? It's good data, but at the risk of losing something that we discovered is working, it does not meet that bar. So what we did is we started with members, not members, listed businesses, because if we're offering a search engine, people should know what's the growth in those that are accepting it. Then underneath it, instead of RHINO members or instead of members, because someone could get quite confused. Well, business listings and what's the difference? Investors. So people could see, oh, there's this many investors, but at the same time, those that have been part of RHINO can see those numbers. And then what's the coin value? That's important to everyone. So that's always going to be there. And then we had average plan going forward. And I think that was it. Now, of course, the caveat is everyone knows RHINOretirement.com. That's where all of the data is anyway. That's where our spreadsheets live. So it's not that we're taking the data away and saying you once could have it, now you can't. It's no. We're deleting. That sounds like a terrible word. We're simplifying the data at the top of the email with the complete acknowledgement that every data point you could ever want is still in the exact same place, RHINOretirement.com. So by reading the email, you could simply take a look at the top, say, okay, things are going good, great. Okay, things are not going good, not good. And quickly look at the email and move on with life. But more importantly, the new people that we're reaching out to, in fact, we added 4,000 emails yesterday of all small business owners. We want to share with them, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's quite amazing. We would like you to be a part of it. We want to give this to you. So the emails, I think, going forward are going to be more inviting, more speaking to a new person. And of course, we'll still have updates and anything that's pertinent. Like we're not saying, hey, listen, new people are better than old people. That's not the case at all. What we're saying is old people are equally, if not more, interested in numbers going up. And if numbers going up, the best path to it is to create an email that converts higher than an email that, I guess, that I don't want to say feeds ego, because that's like a really tough way of saying something. But if someone knows that this email equals higher investment returns, but yet they feel slighted that an email isn't speaking directly to them, so they're willing to spite themselves. Well, the reason they would do that is ego. I want an email that speaks to me. How dare you? Um, so we're going to make it in the best way for everyone. Now, of course, we have these lives every day. If anyone ever wants to talk to me, any email, I'm always going to be here. But what we have learned, which is really good, because we have a whole system set up for new visitors to opt in and get to learn Rhino that way and to participate in the search engine, that if that system is actually yielding results, well, let's all go ahead and do more, do more, do more. So that's where this is. So that's where this is going. In a sense, the emails are going to be more search engine oriented, to speaking to someone who has not participated in the search engine. Because honestly, we have 66,000 emails that we send out every day. Of those 66,000, I think 36,000 actually get sent out. So the other whatever amount are duplicates or bad emails or whatever the case may be. And yet there's only 477 businesses listed. That's completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Now you might say, well, hey, I don't have a business, right? But we've always said it's not just businesses that can list. Say, for instance, your name is Todd and you work at, I don't know, Burger King or whatever. Well, you don't own Burger King, but you're Todd, you work at Burger King, right? So if someone in your community was looking for a burger and, Todd at Burger King would come up because you listed and one of your keywords are burger. Now they're not going to pull it up as, oh, Burger King, oh no, that's a big company and they're advertising on RHINO Street. No, it's gonna say Todd. Todd Frank works at Burger King or at Burger King. And the individual might say, well, I love Todd. Todd's great. It's a burger. I'll go to Burger King and say hi to Todd. The point being, now Todd becomes valuable to Burger King. Now Todd becomes valuable to burger places. And the reason being because Todd was able to grow his own following of people that liked him. And when they thought burgers, they said, well, I don't really care where the burger comes from as long as it's kind of decent. But if I get to go see Todd and say hello to him or tell a funny joke with him, I would do that. Now we've elevated Todd from employee to brand ambassador. So maybe a new burger spot, like a big investor says, you know what, this town needs a gourmet burger spot. You know who that investor is going to go approach first? Todd. Todd, everyone in this town goes to Burger King just for you. They love you. You know what? We're opening a burger spot. Would you like to work there? You could be general manager. You could be maitre d', whatever the case may be. And I'm going to pay you a really, really great salary because you're the influencer. You're the ambassador to bringing people in. Now you might think to yourself, well, Anthony, that's a crazy idea. Okay, fine. Rhino is big ideas. That's what we're doing. But our goal is to properly and restore the value to people, not corporation. Because Burger King really is only as valuable as the people that work there. Because if everyone that works there spits on the burgers and takes pictures of them spitting on the burger, guess what? No one's going to Burger King anymore. Meaning the people are the value, but the people are the ones that are paid the least. Therefore, just kind of like the NFL, how they always make you keep your helmet on because the brand of the NFL is the shield, is the team, and the players are interchangeable, which is why you get a fine for even taking your helmet off. But in basketball, you have no helmet. The players are the league. If LeBron James says something, if Michael Jordan says something, it affects the business of the NBA. Therefore, NBA players get paid guaranteed contracts, get paid really, really big contracts. They get everything under the sun, while football players get, non-guaranteed contracts. And if they break their leg, they lose all their money, stuff like that, because they don't have the leverage unless you're like Tom Brady. That's exactly what corporation does to employees. The employees are the value of the whole company, yet they're the ones that are paid the least because no one knows who they are. They're interchangeable. So if Todd from Burger King lists his business being Burger King and he's Todd that works there, now when people search burger and they see Todd, they're really excited. Now, what's Todd's URL? Like you would say to me, well, I get it, but what website is he listing? I don't know, his Facebook, his LinkedIn, his imadeapage.com, it doesn't matter. Whatever is ethical and moral, but true to Todd is what Todd should list. So now, and you also gotta remember, in RHINO Street, the search is only 20 miles, meaning anyone that searches for burgers and gets Todd lives within 20 miles of Todd. Therefore, if Todd, his website is something like seriously not cool, well, people are going to know it right away because they know who he is. And if his website is like his Etsy store, they'll say, okay, well, that's Todd. He has an Etsy store. This is how he's building his brand. That's okay. What we're trying to do is connect person to website and value them for what they're properly worth. And that's how you do the transfer of wealth from Wall Street to Main Street. When you take the power from the corporation and give it to the employees, then all of a sudden you see the CEO not making 330 times more than the median employee. When you're able to do so and then bring everyone to an ecosystem that is Rhino Bucks, once someone understands how it works, it allows the individual to participate in an infinite time frame. Now, of course, Anthony, everything could do that. But if you're able to gather a large portion or a large percentage of population and while simultaneously allowing them to participate forever, well, now that's indefinite, right? Because a person that's 20 and a person that's 90 are probably going to pass away at different dates. And by the time the person at 20 passes away, God willing, they're 100 years old, there'll be new 20-year-olds that are in it as well, which means not only did the 20-year-old participate for those 80 years, but now once he passes, the 20-year-old after him participates for 80 years. And how many other people participate? The point of the story is if you have a limited asset and by definition an infinite demand, well, the price of it moves to infinite. Because if you have infinite demand buying something that has a limited supply, well, the price continues to move up. And anything that moves up and up and up with no end in sight is termed to be going to infinity. And when that becomes the case, what becomes the behavior? Do people look to buy or do people look to sell? Well, they say, well, I see what this is. I see what it's doing. I want to continue buying. Well, when the behavior then exacerbates into only buying and no selling, while you have a natural demand that's growing, and remember, there's 8 billion people in this world. We have, 351 plans? Sometimes people say, well, it just sounds like a Ponzi scheme, right? Like people buy and it goes up. Well, it's super short-sighted. It's very irresponsible to yourself to go ahead and categorize stuff just because you want to be a Debbie Downer. The point being, in a Ponzi scheme, what they do is they collect the most money up front, and then when no one has any money left, it crashes. Because in a Ponzi scheme, hey, you want to participate? You better participate. Go ahead. If you could get in for 1,000 now, you should get in for 10,000. You should get in for 100,000 now. And what happens is you collect all the money, and it goes and it skyrockets. But because you collect all the money, you've eliminated the variable called time. Because when you collect all the money up front, now time is not your friend. Because the longer time goes with no money, then the longer the opportunity is for people to sell it. So when you collect all the money up front, then no one has any money left and it crashes. Then people start selling, and because there's no one with money to buy what people are selling, it exacerbates lower. What Rhino does is it leverages time. We have never said put 20. In fact, we only allow $500 as a top plan because the goal is that whatever your plan is, it's comfortable enough that you can continue doing it in perpetuity. Now, nobody commits to guaranteeing that they're going to do it forever. Of course not. But we're committing that on our end, we're going to continue building and growing Rhino with small dollar amount accounts that are all able to contribute. And by doing so, the price of Rhino continues to go higher. And as the price of Rhino continues going higher, the behavior of those to say, I want to sell diminishes. And the behavior of those that say, oh, I saw enough, or oh, I want to buy, or oh, I want to hold, oh, I want to continue being a part of it, grows. And those exacerbate themselves to where we can then reach the goal where we grow enough accounts, we grow enough member plans that the rest just takes care of itself. And when we get to that point, then those that say, oh, it's just a Ponzi, then they go, oh, you know what I mistook, if that's even a word, that's the difference between the two. I heard Anthony saying that. I always just was like, oh, well, there's a guy talking, because everyone always roots for the next person to fail. Because once someone succeeds, then it shines a light on the individual that is not succeeding, which is why you are who your friends are, right? Like successful people have successful friends. Unsuccessful people have unsuccessful friends. It's just the way it is. The personalities don't mesh. But in Rhino, the fact that we're able to bring everyone in, well, the reason why we're being community owned is everyone has skin in the game. Everyone is a member. Everyone has a plan. Therefore, everyone actually is vested for success. Nobody's here saying, oh, I hope Anthony fails. I hope Rhino fails, because by doing so means that that person's investment would fail. So in the most beautiful sense, Rhino is able to offer something that liberates everyone and for free goes ahead and restores the value of population versus corporation while simultaneously allowing everyone to own a piece of it and be well vested into a math equation that actually equals infinity. And at a point where we have 350 members and there's 8 billion people in the world. So for my money, which 100% of my net worth is involved in this company, I want to be a part of this. There's so much room ahead of us. Now, what brings us from here to there? Well, there's things we have to learn. There's things that we're still figuring out. We're still inventing stuff every single day. One of the things is how we started the call. We're finding that the highest conversion rate of those that allow everyone to feel most comfortable with who Rhino is and to participate and get to learn Rhino is by coming in through the search engine, because that's a value. Hey, I could list my business for free. I could get new traffic. Great. If the individual does nothing past that, we're fine with it, because they're still participating in Rhino. And to the individual, they're like, if I don't get a single sale from this, no big deal. But if I get even one, then it was worth my time. That's the worst case scenario by leading with Rhino Street. The best case scenario is that that individual actually listens and hears what we're doing, becomes interested, has equally a big vision, a big idea, and says, you know what, I've always wanted to be a part of building something that could leave a legacy. And I believe this is how to do it. So that individual participates a little bit more. And this vision, this mission statement is a passionate one. It's one that hits the heart. So that individual then goes to his friend, goes to his mother, goes to his brother, whatever the case may be, and says, hey, I just got involved with this company, Rhino. I think you should check it out. That's how things move forward. And that's how we've always been built. So that's where things stand at the moment. It's kind of like my State of the Union, State of Rhino for today. I am looking to include more things into our funnel. I want to include services and stuff. So I'm going to be like, we have such incredible technology. Like, we actually got permission from Elon Musk company to have the full power of their algorithm and AI technology that I use every day, that we offer for free to everyone. And the point being, that technology can do so much that it does stand to benefit Rhino to go ahead and bring in additional revenue. So of course we offer everything for free. That's always been the case. But what if we said we could translate 10 documents a month for $1 a week, right? What if we said we can write you a research report on whatever topic you want in 10 minutes for $1 a week, right? What if we actually went ahead and white labeled the search engine? Not the search part, but just the Ask Rhino and Rhino image, and made it Deborah image and Ask Deborah, in which case now Deborah could take that and put it onto her website and have the same power. I think that would be cool. I think for $1 a week, somebody would do that. I think maybe many people would do that. I think those that would do it might be some that would do it that wouldn't get into Rhino Bucks. I think that those that would do it would then gain a further understanding, a deeper understanding of Rhino, and say, I now see it. I do want to participate in Rhino Bucks. I wish I had this epiphany a month or two ago, but now I do, because I've gotten the chance to learn them, because they taught me how to make vegan mac and cheese, right? Or they taught me how to make a children's book, right? Like something. And I think that's pretty cool. So I am going to be looking into doing that, and I'll probably make, I don't know, 10, 20 different offers. And then it becomes even more important to bring everyone in through the front end so that they can participate in Rhino Street. And once they opt in, that whole email sequence starts. So for those that's, believe in Rhino, for those that are vested in Rhino, for those that are looking for the success of Rhino, I'm very pleased to share with you that we have found that this funnel is converting and well. Um, I believe in the last 2 days, we've had 5 new members from just the funnel. I would like to go ahead and pour some gasoline on that, which means the emails we'll be sending out will be more friendly to those that are seeing us for the first time. So for those that have been part of RHINO for quite some time, you might read the email today like, yeah, Ant, I know that. Like, I've been here for a year. But we sent it to 4,000 new people that did not know who we were. And those individuals that are going to read it are going to say, all right, I don't know what that RHINO Bucks thing is, but it seems like a very small portion. They read the email and say, oh, well, that does sound cool. Let me learn more. They click learn more. They watch the video, they see the lander page, and they say, that's pretty cool. I do want to be a part of this. So that's where we're going. So I just want to share that with everyone. I'm over by 16 minutes again. Love everyone. If anyone needs me, I will be working all day. Like what's new, right? Duh. And I think that's it. Rhino's at another all-time high to 28.38. I got nothing else. Totally love everyone. Yesterday I was trying to tell you the new generation have outgrown the need for, but yeah, it's really, really crazy. I did want to show you something. Did I? Didn't I? I don't know. I don't think I have anything, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.